I'm back. I love this song. Hi, coming in. We are waiting for Let's Play and Learn. Hi. We're waiting for Jess. Once she requests in, we're going to get her in. So welcome to my National Nanny Recognition Week. Lives, I'll be interviewing or just speaking with a different nanny every day, recognising the amazing work that they do. So welcome. Let's get Jess in. Ooh. See if she can, if she pops up. Hi, Kalisha. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hello.
Hey! It worked first time. Woohoo! How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry I'm a bit late. I was filming a podcast, so
It's okay.
it went over by like a few minutes. So I'm very sorry for my lateness. How are you? What have you been up to today?
I am potty training this week, Shada.
Yay!
No.
Oh, is it not, okay. Is it not going well?
It's
Sorry.
It's all right.
All right, wait. First of all, before we get into that, tell the people who you are, what you do, what you're about, and before that, let's just congratulate you on 2,000 followers. Go, Jess. Go, Jess.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's just do your little intro, let people know who you are, what you're about, and so and so. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I am Jess. I am a nanny in South London. I've been a nanny for like 4 years now. My current job I've been in for the last nearly 2 years actually, and I love it. Love it. Definitely my favourite nanny job out of all the ones I've had.
Yeah.
And from my account, if it wasn't obvious, I like to play.
Yeah.
We love to play.
We like to play. And so tell me a bit about your background. How did you get into nannying? What did you do before that? Like, let them know.
So before I was a nanny, I worked in a nursery. I think I always wanted to do the nannying, but just wanted to get like some experience behind me before I started. So I did like a year and a half in a nursery, and then I was approached by a family to be their nanny. I was like, I'm sold, absolutely sold. And I haven't looked back since, basically.
Amazing. So what would you say in terms of like the transition from being working in a nursery to a nanny? What's the difference, and how did you find the transition difficult, or what were some of the things that you kind of struggled with during that time?
I think it's much nicer being a nanny because you don't have to do paperwork. You don't have 20 million children running rings around the room. I think the one thing I found really hard was when I moved into nannying, I didn't know anyone. I didn't know any nannies. And from going from like having 5 other adults in a room with you all day to being at home by yourself with like 2 children under 4, and you're like, I hated it. The first like couple of months, I absolutely hated it because I was like, I don't know anyone, I don't see anyone, and it was awful. And it took me absolutely ages to get used to it. And then I started like making connections with people, and I was like, actually, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. Not that bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad. It is quite isolating though. It is a very isolating profession, and you find that
definitely.
You're with children all the time, which is great. But then also when you get adult, it's then like we was talking about this before with Shannon, you just get mouth diarrhea.
Yeah,
and
you're just spouting at people.
Well. Literally, it's like like it all comes out, and then you're just like, oh, sorry.
And then you're like, oh, so how are you?
Yeah. So true. So what do you love most about being a nanny?
I definitely like the freedom, like in the sense that we can go out and we can do what we like within reason, and we can go and do different things every day, and it's not like you're not stuck in the same room looking at the same 4 walls. Like every day is different, and you can do something new every single day,
and you can plan it. You can plan it. You don't have to
I'm so organized. I'm so organized. I'm like, right, so this day, boom, 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 boom. And that is me for the week. And someone would text me, you got any space? Can we meet up today? I'm like, no, sorry, I'm booked.
Yeah. I'm booked up, all ready to go. You know what? That makes sense, you know, because when I look at your page, I'm like, this looks like it's got a lot of thought into it, like a lot of
I plan,
Yeah.
Shada.
Yeah.
Like today, so obviously this week is a write-off. We're not going anywhere this week. So I'm going to be dropping some quality this week.
Yes, yes.
And I've planned,
I'm ready.
I had a note in my phone, and I've got, right, so we've got 3 different things that we're doing today, and then I've got 3 different things we're doing tomorrow. So basically I'm set for the next like 2 months on posts, because I'm going to do it all this week.
Right, yeah, do it. That's what it is. Build up the content. I don't blame you. Do you find that that you plan things and your nanny children don't appreciate the planning, or they're just not interested? Like, what do you do in that kind of aspect?
No, G2 is normally, she literally loves everything I bring out, because I like set things up and she'll come in and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, this is for you. And she's like, oh my God. And if there's Play-Doh involved, she's like, Play-Doh? I'm like, yeah, we're going to do Play-Doh today. She's like, oh, great. Like,
oh, bless. She's like your little bestie, isn't it?
We have matching t-shirts, Shada. We have matching
oh, t-shirts. So cute. Yeah, you definitely. I feel like you're more of a girl nanny than a boy nanny.
I really am. Am.
I'm such a boy nanny.
I've always, so I have one boy now, had one boy in my first job. And other than that, all of my other nanny kids have all been girls. So I think like that is just what I'm used to.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and always the baby has always been a girl. So I've kind of grown up with that side of things.
Yeah.
So I
get it. I totally get it. Mine's been the complete opposite in terms of boys. So what kind of so tell us a bit more about like play. Like what's your approach to play? What's your philosophies on play? Like how do you feel like other nannies, what advice do you give to other nannies in terms of like play ideas and things like that?
Pinterest is your best friend. I mean, I see things and I save them. I'm like, yes, we're going to do that. Well, I never do it. But then I'm like, we'll make it something else instead. Yeah. And I follow a lot of play accounts on here. And like you see some people, then you're like, that is amazing. So like I save a lot of stuff off other people and I'll make it my own. Yeah. And, like, just change it up a bit and do it like that. But I mean, in terms of like setting up something, I will set it up and I'll say, here you go. And I just leave her. She just loves it. She just loves to do her own thing, like picking up bits. And we did a pirate treasure thing today, and I made a little treasure chest yesterday, painted an egg box, really got my craft skills out on the weekend. And like I set it all up and I just leave her to it, and she just sits there and she will play with it for absolutely ages.
That is like, amazing.
She will sit there for half an hour just milling around, doing her own thing. Yeah.
What about her brother? What's he like with play?
He's a bit more difficult. I mean, I can set something up and he'll play with it, depending on what it is, depends on how long he'll play with it. But I find a lot of the time we'll do something, it will last for all of 10 minutes, and then it's like, right, so what are we doing now? I'm like, what are we doing now? I
took me 3 days to sort out.
Do you know how much planning this took me?
Literally. So if you're like a planner, how do you, I'm intrigued to know, how do you deal with things when there's not, like, how do you deal with chaos or no plan? Like, how does that work?
I can have no plan. G2 is very, like, she's one of those that you can set things up for her and she's absolutely amazed. But then other days we can just do nothing and she's fine. Like, she's quite happy to not do anything, just pot around the house. Just do like puzzles and that, like Sanders sort of thing. Yeah. But I mean, some days we obviously plan to go out. So those days I don't tend to do like indoor activities. Like if we're going like for a play date, I'm like, right, well that's the day. That's what we're doing. We're going for a play date. Because I obviously do the school run. Yeah. So we only really have between like 9 and 11:30 to do stuff, because then we have lunch and then she'll go for a nap. and then she gets up and we go back to the school run. So I don't really have that much time to fill. I mean, I was getting out those activities today.
When it comes to play, obviously it's age appropriate for the child's age, but do you find having your nursery background has helped with that?
I don't think so, to be honest, because I mean, in a nursery it's very structured, isn't it? There's a lot of like do's and don'ts of what you can set up and how you can do it, and I don't think that really helped me at all, to be honest. I think I've picked a lot of it up in the last like year. That I'm like, right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And like I said, like following a lot of play accounts is great because everyone just gives off so many different ideas. That you can change it into your own and do like your own thing of it.
So talk us through the thought process of the first, like you see something saying, okay, I'm going to do that with the kids, and then what's the next steps? Like talk me through it into the beginning all the way up until the point where you give it to the child and they play with it. Like I want to know like the thought process, because this might help a lot of nannies that are like into play and things like that.
So the last couple of weeks, B5 has been obsessed with money, and they've got little like pirate coins. I don't know where they came from, and I was like, oh, that'd be fun to do like a little pirate thing. This was a couple of weeks back. And then I'd seen someone had made like a treasure chest out of an egg carton. And well, the other day I had conveniently had this egg carton. I was like, right, I am gonna make this treasure chest. So I finally, I made this treasure chest yesterday, and I was like, right, I like sit here and I plan out what I'm taking, like what I'm gonna do before I do it with them. And I'm like, it's gonna look like this. We've got my treasure chest. I had some like little bead jewel things, and I was like, they'll like that. That's treasure. We just have loads of different stuff. And I put it all together, and I'm like, this looks awesome. They're gonna love this. I mean, I love it. I want to play with it, so you better want to play with it.
I was like, oh, I got a call. Someone's trying to call me. Wait, talk, Jess. I can hear you.
I'm here.
I can't hear you now.
You can't hear me.
That's annoying.
I can hear you.
Oh, wait, someone tried to call me, so I can't hear you. That is very annoying. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh no, what's happened?
Can everybody else hear me?
What I'll do then, I'll cancel you out and put you back in, and then hopefully I can get the sound, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Someone tried to call me. So, Jess, if you leave and come back in, that would be good. We can get her to come back in. Can you guys still hear me? I'm hoping so. I don't know if I should message this person not to call me back. I can hear everyone. Perfect. Right. All right. There we go. Let's see if we can get her back in. Hopefully we can hear her. Let's see. Sorry, guys. See, technical difficulties.
Okay.
Yes?
We're good.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh.
So what I'm going to have to do, it's my fault. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to get the phone, like people not to call me when I'm on a live. I don't know how it works. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this video and post it as part 1, and then we'll do part 2, yeah?
Okay.
All right. So come on out.
I'm responding.